if you even noticed that I was gone. Hello, hi, and welcome. That was loud. That was loud. I am so happy to be back in front of the camera. I'm so happy to be doing this again. I don't know why I stopped. Well, anyway, just to offer a bit of explanation because I respect you and I appreciate you. I took a work trip at the end of July, and it was long. It was a whole week. It was tiresome. It was just grueling, and obviously I couldn't work or at least do any content during that time. When I came back, I took some let me recover time, and then it just went on and on and on and on. August also got a bit crazy, but here I am. Oh, you know what's funny is that I'm back to recording on the first day of my new job. How crazy is that? Anywho, let's get straight into it. I decided to start with something that'll excite me, something that'll get me off my behind. And that's speaking about Shera 7. Okay. Now, whether you feel like Shera 7's whole thing is sending us back into the 1800s, or if you feel like that's it, that's how we're moving as modern women, it's a completely different story. Whether you like it or not, she is clearly a force to be reckoned with, and she's not slowing down anytime soon. And I mean, we need to have that discussion. I just honestly feel like she's a topic that refuses to go away, and I find it interesting. And if you know, in this channel, we speak about anything that interests women, anything that interests any millennial, any grown up, any Gen Z, anyone who likes to be in people's business, or to learn. Honestly, let's be honest, we do learn how to move, how to, negotiate our social interactions. And Shera 7, I feel like is part of that discussion. So without wasting your time, I want us to get into some of the videos. Let's listen to, I wanted to do it like in a two-part way, where the first half of it, we focus on the people that genuinely feel like they are learning a lot from Shera 7. They are big believers, they are big followers, they are fans, they are present, they are there, and they're like, let's go. And then in the second half of the video, I will be then focusing on people that are like, girl, what? Girl, no. You are setting the whole feminist movement back at least a couple of decades with that type of mentality. Again, we will explore all of that, look at the pros and cons of it, and whether we like to admit it or not, explore the genius behind Shera 7. All right, without wasting any more time, I would like to jump straight into it. Like I said, whether you like it or not, she is a force, and she continues to be relevant, right, in the zeitgeist, if we can call it that, or at least in the internet space. And if anything is relevant in that space, I got my ears turned up. All right, let's jump into the videos.
If you're listening to Shera 7 and you're looking for a husband and you don't understand why you're still single, it's probably because you're listening to Shera 7. So Shera 7 teaches us how to be a sugar baby. She's not teaching us how to marry for love. If you want to marry for love, go listen to the Universe Guru. Don't listen to Shera 7. It's like you wouldn't be listening to a chef if you want to build a house, right? Because it's like two different things. I mean, a chef wouldn't be able to know how to build a house, right? So the same goes for that. Don't listen to YouTubers that haven't got what you want to have. Like, obviously she's not married for love, and it's fine because that's her choice. But if you want to be married for love, like, don't listen to her.
Wait. Why is no one talking about the repercussions of following Shera's teachings? Why? Is everyone scared? Well, if you are, then I'm gonna say, guys, the repercussions of applying her teachings is your standards are gonna become so high that in real life people will start to look at you as too high-minded, too materialistic. Your standards are too high, and then they will try to blackmail you emotionally into lowering your standard, into believing that those things you feel that you deserve, there are no people available to give them to you. And then when you refuse to subject yourself to that degrading narrative, they are going to be repelled by you, and then they will walk away, which of course is what Dusties are supposed to do. Okay, I mean, you don't have standards to impress Dusties, you have standards to repel Dusties, so that now They will be repelled enough to walk away from you while you are available for high value people who can give you what you truly deserve. And that's the general plan.
Thing. If you watch Shera SEVEN's content, you're not supposed to do everything Shera says. So take what you need and leave what you don't. There are some things that Shera 7 be saying that makes absolute sense. Absolute sense. As of recently, she was talking about pretty privilege and how people only take you as serious as you take yourself. So when you leave the house, always leave the house looking like something. Stop wearing bonnets. And some people are just like, well, I want to wear bonnets or I don't feel like doing my hair or my hair's not done. That people are only as serious with you as you're serious with yourself. She was not lying when she said that. She might still support Target and do what she does and doesn't really care who's president. I get that part. I really do get that. There be some stuff that she really be like reading y'all on. A second thing that Shera has said that has really resonated with me, like, you should not be fucking with people that do not like you. I know a lot of people are like, that's so common sense. A lot of people don't get that part. Stuck on, oh, I met this guy, we've been talking, he's so attractive, I like him, he likes me. But look at his actions. Does he really actually like you? Or is he just trying to get to some type of finish line? Fuck with somebody whose actions show it, like, constantly. You shouldn't have to guess. You shouldn't have to ask ChatGPT. I said that before. She's like, it's no point in having a crush on somebody who doesn't like you. It's a waste of time. That makes sense. Like, it's just take what you need and leave what you don't. Period.
And remember, men will put a paper bag over your head and still be aroused. So does their validation even matter if they'll get with a turkey or their cellmate if they're locked up? Does their validation even matter? Does their validation even matter? No, it don't. Because it has no value unless it's attached to some money.
I think one of the worst things that's ever happened on TikTok is civilians finding Shera 7. I've been an OG Shera follower for years, but that makes sense because I'm a. So if you're a civilian and you follow Shera, don't. It's literally rebranded SW game. Everybody want to be a hoe, but nobody want to be a hoe. I enjoy her content and follow her stuff because it all makes sense to me. I've been in SW for 14 years now. All the stuff that she says is basically the golden rules of SW. Now, obviously, she a little cold, she a little heartless, and as an SW, yeah, sometimes you kind of have to be, because otherwise, a lot of people, women, will put themselves into sketchy situations, precarious situations, with people who are not deserving of your time or energy or efforts, because of some misguided notion about, oh, but I love him. He treats me so bad, but I love him. Poor thing, he's just got a lot of trauma, he's just dealing with a lot, and like, I can heal him, I see the good in him. Girl, no. I think one of the biggest issues is people watch her stuff in clips. They don't go and watch her entire little live streams and look at all of her content. People clip her stuff for the most salacious or witty or funny or quotable bits and pieces of her streams. And you can't do that with that kind of content. You gotta watch the entire thing because there's a ton of other context that goes into it. And of course, I don't believe in everything that she says, but most of it is just like boundaries. It's just ways to be a good S worker and ways to determine what your priorities are when you have this kind of mentality. Most of y'all are civilians. Most of y'all don't have a hoe mentality. And that's fine. That's normal. You can go ahead and be normal. Most people are going to marry people near them. You're going to marry somebody you met at your job. You're going to marry somebody that you met in high school or in college. You're going to marry for love, for the little tingly feelings that you get, in your doobly-doo when you're around that person. And that's fine. You can marry for whatever reason you feel like. You can marry for love. You can marry because it was arranged. You can marry for money. You can marry because that person's just hot. You can marry for whatever reason you want. But what Shera puts forth, and what I also believe, is that there can't be any romance without finance. It just doesn't work for me. But if it works for you, that's fine. You can marry for just love. If that's your priority, then that's fine. My priority is somebody who is going to allow me to have a stable life. And then if I don't want to work, I don't have to. I want someone who says, honey, all my money is yours. And your money is yours. That's the kind of relationship I want. And that's the kind of relationship I got.
I think I heard Shera 7 say, if you date within your standard and leave when you realize that it no longer lives up to your standard, you will never have to heal again. Because having to heal from every relationship is a byproduct of you overstaying every relationship, even after you've seen the red flags, even after you've already realized that this is not the person for you and they're never going to give you what you truly desire. It's not important to be with somebody that you necessarily like. It's more important to be with somebody who treats you good. because you can grow in love. You can develop feelings, but a lot of y'all go into it like, I'm not initially attracted. I'm not initially liking this person. I think I want to go. And then you go to a place where you hurt. You go to a place where you're abandoned. You go to a place where you're rejected. You go to a place where somebody can't provide for you, whether it be mentally, physically, financially, spiritually. You in all these broken places, and you wonder why you got to heal every time you got out of a relationship. Love is not the problem. The problem is people and using love wrong. The problem is your boundaries. The problem is you keep on staying in places where you know that God has not appointed you to be in. But if you go into it and you realize, this is not for me, you never have to heal again because you'll leave right then and there.
One thing that a lot of women do not know about Shera 7, they get turned off by her dating advice. But Shera 7 is a radical feminist. And what she believes in is pulling women up, helping women. What caught my attention about 2 years ago, she made a very profound statement. If you pull a woman up, if you reach down and pull a woman up, you will have abundance. But if you reach down and pull a man up, you will have heartache, pain, and empty pockets. Not because that man isn't worthy, he's not a good man. It's just not meant for a woman to pull a man up. We need to support each other as women, and we will see our pockets get fatter and fatter. And I believe that. That's why I do.
All right. Okay, let me just jump in here quickly. Now, I believe that Shera 7 presents an imperfect, rather, yet valid point, right? Or rather, valid view. So, if you are looking for a very specific outcome, if your wants and desires are very specific, I believe Shera 7 can sort of provide you with a method and a strategy that will get you, again, very heavy on a very specific outcome, right? Whether you like it or not, that's what you'll get, right? That's if that's what you want, right? I will always be team get your own money, leave these men alone. But if you are gonna have a man in your life, let him benefit you financially. Other than that, what are we doing? What are we doing, right? And what I want us to kind of explore for a little bit is people that have the same sort of point of view that I've just expressed. That listen, what Shera's content may not be my cup of tea, but I get it. I get what she's saying, and it will get you the results that you are looking for. But the thing is, do not mistake it to be something that it's not, right? Those relationships are hardly ever happily ever after. Those relationships are hardly ever based on mutual respect, on the peace and joy that women often say they desire, right? They have a very specific result, and you will enjoy it if you want it, but be clear about what is it that you are getting yourself into, right? Don't have unrealistic outcomes in mind when you engage and explore Shera's strategy. Anyway, let's jump back into that.
I've been having a lot of conversations about the Shera 7 like sprinkle movement, because all when I was dating in 2022, that was like my ish. Like I had just gone on like my celibacy journey and I was just starting it out, and I had just been so hurt from like my relationship with my ex and then the guys that I had been seeing, and I've been tired of feeling misused and just taken for granted and just not valued. And so the whole basis of the Shera 7 movement is that if you're not being treated with value in the dating pool, it's because you do not value yourself. And that is something that I realize now is completely flawed, because you always have value. It doesn't matter how someone else is treating you. It doesn't even matter how you view yourself. Like, even if you don't see your own value, you have value. And so what the Shera 7 movement led me to do, and leads so many other women to do, is you cannot show up as your authentic self. If you look at any video that's related to like femcel, Shera 7, whatever, you are holding back information about yourself. You are not being honest. Or if you're being honest, like your priorities are making sure that he upholds the masculine traditions of like paying for the date and taking care of you. Now, I understand there are legitimate reasons that someone might want like a masculine man. However, I don't think that the premise of like you have to be someone else who's like not you is going to make you happy in your dating journey. And A, because you're spending so much time holding things back that you want to share with other people, that you don't allow yourself to be fully seen for who you are. But also two, you're fully focused on the other person. Like, is this other person meeting my needs? Like, is this other person doing what I want? If not, I have to dump them. And I realize now, kind of coming out of that movement, that I would rather show up fully myself, fully open and vulnerable to dating, and get rejected and like move on, than to reject men or treat men as less than, or treat men as if they have no value, because that's not the kind of person that I want to be in the world. And I think that's something that the Shera 7 movement doesn't focus on. It's that you have to be the certain person in the certain image in order to get what you want, but it doesn't allow for the room that, like, what if you could be completely yourself and be like, and treat another man like a human being and still get what you want. So I don't know, just speaking on someone who has like been like on that side of TikTok, I'm now frantically trying to leave, but I'll probably make more videos about this. So yeah.
Stop listening to Sprinkle Sprinkle. Stop listening to Mrs. Sprinkle Sprinkle. I know that a lot of you are going to disagree with me on this, but if after listening to what I'm saying and you still disagree, that sums up the kind of person you are. Why do you sit on this internet and listen to a woman that is telling you how to manipulate this man to give you money? The time you're going to sit down and while away your time thinking of how to manipulate a man to give you money. If you invest that time into searching for ways to make money online as a young girl in her 20s, I tell you that you will not even see any man that is worth that stress. Yes, because all these things is because you are broke. You are broke as a girl, you don't have money. You don't have what you're doing. You're not thinking of how to better your life. So you will sit down in your house and be thinking, and you're not thinking of anything to better your life, is how to make a man give you money. Tell me, if you have your money as a girl, are you going to sit down somewhere in the corner of your room thinking about how to talk to a man to give you money? Girl, be productive. And if you want to be a high standard woman, you are not going to be following that part. What you people forget is that woman is a content creator. That is her content. That is her niche. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say it in capital letters. There is no amount of manipulation that is going to make a man give you money if he doesn't want to give it to you. Why would you even want to be with a man that you have to come up with so much schemes, so much thinking, so much brain stress just because you want him to give you money? That alone should show you that you are not wanted there. Because guess what? Men take care of things that they love. Men cherish things that they love. If you're a woman and a man loves you, you won't even need to ask yourself if he loves you. He will be giving you. He will give you when you ask. He will give you when you don't ask. Especially Nigerian girls. When my mom used to talk to me, she always says that before you do anything, before you make any decision, look back home. Look at where you are coming from. So you people think that that thing that woman is telling you people is going to work on Nigerian men. Nigerian men have a mind of their own. If them no one give you, them no one give you. If them one give you, them go use and choke you. There is no amount of going through the corners that we make a Nigerian man give you money if he doesn't want to give it to you. Most of the times when you people think that you are fooling these men, they are just giving you the money because they have it. Then you'll be thinking you are smart, you are smart, you are smart. What happens after he switches and he's no longer interested in you? Will the manipulation work? No. Do not listen to a woman that says you should make your whole existence around a man. If you listen to high value women, you will know that what that woman is saying is rubbish. Trash, nonsense. Don't sit on this internet and take advices from people that is going to ruin your life. Let's say you are manipulating men, manipulating them till when? Soon you will be 40. How much are they possibly going to give you to use and set up yourself? The highest money they will give you is to money to buy wigs, buy makeup, clothes. Always remember that what you feed your mind is what is going to manifest in the physical. Instead of sitting on this internet and listening to that type of person, go and look for ladies that teach you how to elevate yourself, how to be in your boss lady era. Ladies that teach you business ideas on how you can grow yourself as a lady. Ladies that teach you how to talk. Ladies that teach you how to be that girl. If you're broke, you don't have manners, you don't have a good personality, you don't have any solid source of income, you are not looking nice as a lady, you are not that girl. Men will not give you the money that is going to sustain you. And for the people that are going to come to my comment section and start ranting, the comment section is here, and that's why this is a public place. You can say whatever you want. But the girlies that get it. I know the people that I'm talking to. If you want to be a high value woman, think about how to multiply your sources of income. Think of business ideas that you can start with as low as 100k. Make ChatGPT your best friend. Make AI your best friend. If you don't know content ideas to do, go and ask ChatGPT. Or you go to your Instagram and ask the AI there. Or you go to your Snapchat and ask the AI there. Most of you have these apps, but you don't know what to use it for. You people are just using it to catch crews and look for men to manipulate to give you money. Sometimes when I see you people's comments on that woman's page, I'm like, wow.
I just saw a creator talk about how Shera 7 inspired her to start her business, and she fuck with Shera 7, but she doesn't want to hunch on an old, unattractive man just for the sake of her bills being paid. I'm not a fan of Shera 7 because I feel like she promotes settling. I'm not a fan of people telling women to talk to or be with a man just because he has money.
I think love should feel good and not like a job. Yes, she has some sound advice, don't date a broke man, but that should be common sense. Money matters, and so does love and actually liking who you're with. The clips that I've seen Shera Seven and her husband, she's to me always mean to him. I notice when people settle, they be bitter about some part of whatever they're settling. When you don't like someone, you're going to treat them bad because you don't like the situation or whatever's going on. You don't like what you're going through. I don't believe you have to give up one for the other. I seen a video clip of Shera Seven, and somebody in the chat asked her why she don't go on vacations, and she go say, "'Cause I got kids." Hold on. So you been on YouTube for umpteen years. Your husband a provider. Yeah, your bills paid, but damn, you can't take you and your kids on a vacation? Talking about I got kids. You can bring your kids with you. What the fuck you mean? Women who settle scare me because if you're pretending to be happy about less than what you want, what else are you pretending about?
So I recently saw this video of a woman going viral. She is crying and devastated that the man who had been previously providing for her, her husband of many years, gave her until March 1st, I believe, to get out. He was taking care of her, the children, and also his wife's mother. And she's like devastated because she went from being a well-kept woman to now being unhoused. And my thing is this: I know a lot of people listen to Shera Seven and the whole sprinkle movement. And I do believe in hypergamy. I do believe that if a man is asking you to leave the workforce, if he's asking you to be a stay-at-home wife or mom and take care of the kids, that he should be able to provide for you while you do so. But I also feel like one thing that I don't know if Shera stresses to you all enough, and that is to make sure that you are putting some of that money away, or that you also have, a means to be able to take care of yourself. If you're out of the workforce for 10, 20 years, when it's time for you to have to get back to work, you have no skill. You have no up-to-date skill to make you some money. Don't let it be from 10 or 20 years being married, the only thing you have to show for it are shoes and bags. You need stocks and bonds. You need to be investing that money, putting some of it away, because some men, they want you to give up your autonomy. They want you to give up your ability to make your own money because they want to be in control. They want to be able to hold over your head. If I'm unhappy, I'm leaving, and all of this could be gone. One thing that I will say about Shera, like I said, I'm not saying anything bad about her, please understand, but she makes her own money. She's not doing YouTube for free. She's not doing YouTube lives for free. She's not making books for free. She's getting paid from all of this. She is stacking her money. So while she's telling you, get a man who can take care of everything, she has that, but she's also making her own money. You don't want to be at the mercy of a man and have him be like, all of this could be gone, and you have to start all over at your age. You're 30, you're 40, you haven't worked in a decade, and now all of a sudden you have to get this minimum wage or entry-level position because you've been out of the job market for too long. Some of them want you like that because it gives them more control over you.
Am I surprised that a femininity coach wouldn't really be concerned with oppression? I can't say I am surprised. This is also the same person who had really egregious takes on colorism. I would actually say that it's on brand because this person is trying to teach you how to get a rich man. A lot of rich men will also share the same politics as Shera, if not worse. And for people who want to date a wealthy person, I genuinely have a moral question for you. Would you feel bad dating someone who is contributing to systemic oppression, or is that something that you can overlook? Because the truth is that if you want to date these kind of people, you most likely will have to overlook that. I think some people think, oh, I'll date a rich man or a wealthy man who's doing corrupt things and I'll change him. Babes, you're not going to change him. If anything, he will probably change you. But I do think a lot of people are really fooled with what it comes with trying to date up and trying to intentionally date people who are very wealthy. You'd be surprised what very wealthy people think about what's going on in Palestine, what's going on in Congo, if a lot of these wealthy people aren't partially to blame for these things as well, or contributing to these things as well.
Shera 7 is really funny. She makes a lot of good points, but she obviously views relationships as like purely transactional. Like, as a woman, just make sure that you look good, make sure you look pretty, and if you can get a man that pays all your bills and provides for you financially, takes care of you, like, you're set, you're good. Like, there's no real love, no loyalty, no faithfulness, which is like, that's pretty sad. He pretty much preaches that the only value a man provides is financial. That's it. Let me just say this. I could never be with a man that just paid my bills. Like, I could never be with a man who was like, oh yeah, I like him. You know, I like him, but he pays all my bills, so like, I'm fine. Like, that will never ever be me. I'd rather die. I need to be with someone that I'm absolutely crazy about. Like I can't be with someone that I feel like about. No matter how much money they have. I have to be with someone I'm like head over heels with. Otherwise, I don't want to be with them. Like, there's no in between. It's that Capricorn thing.
And there you have it. I will say this. Be careful of anyone, but more so a woman who's telling you to pursue men or use men for financial benefits when she is out here securing her own bag. Shera is at work. This is work, content creation, and everything that this woman comes online and says is a business. She's running a business, therefore securing her own bag. Yes, she has that man that, you know, that's a whole another topic on its own, right? Compared to what she preaches. But Shera is running a business. Therefore, I would say rather focus on what Shera is doing than what she's saying. If she is teaching you she is talking about centering yourself and making sure that you benefit financially in relationships. Also look at the fact that she is financially benefiting from this man, but she also has a business. So should this man decide to walk away at any point, Shera has bag. Okay, so you need to then learn and do as she does. Secure the bag with that man, but secure the bag with your own bag. Do you know what I mean? With your own skills, with your own career, with a small business, but have your own money. Have your own little something tucked away at some point. So however you feel about Shera, I hope this has sparked a debate, or at least a discussion in your own mind on where you stand on this argument and how you see it and how you would explore as a woman, especially as a young woman, how you would explore dating going forward. Like I said, it's not the things he's saying. Not everything should be thrown into the garbage, but not everything is practical either. Not everything is useful. So it's up to you how you view it and how you process the information that she shares. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. As per usual, please comment, like, and subscribe. We are building a community over here, and I would absolutely love it if you are a part of it. Thank you for being here. See you on the next one.